Good afternoon, sir and madam. I'm Nitya on behalf of ExcelR. Would be your host for today. So, we want to understand if uh, Amar, Shushmita,
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
are the guests have joined in?
No, not at now. They have to join.
Okay. So let us wait for another 7 more minutes and then start.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Dignitary.
Yes, madam, I have joined, madam.
All right, sir. Sir, I would request a few more guests are yet to are in the process of joining in. Let us
Yeah.
wait for a few more minutes and then we'll begin the session.
Okay, okay, okay. All right.
Sushmita, do we have all the dignitaries around?
Still 4 members had to join.
Sorry?
Still 4 members has to join now.
Okay. Is Pravalika there available?
No, actually she is contacting to the guest. They will join in 2 minutes.
Okay, fine.
Hi, good afternoon. In the meantime, I request all the faculty members who have joined the session to please call upon their colleagues or friends who wish to be a part of this FDP so that we can start in another couple of minutes. As soon as we are houseful with 1,000 participants, because we have already reached somewhere around 700. So the moment we are 1,000, the Zoom will not be allowing any further participation to enter into the Zoom link. So we also have a YouTube live arrangement where participants can join the FDP through the YouTube live link. So I would like all the participants to please post this link, the joining link, among your college group so that all faculty members who are yet to join can be a part of the session. Thank you.
Siraj, do we start?
Yeah, Nitya, I think it is already time. We can go ahead with the session.
So very good afternoon to one and all those who are present here. So I, Nitya, on behalf of ExcelR, would extend a warm welcome for today's faculty development program on blockchain and Web3, which starts from today. And for the next 5 days, we will have this session until 17th of March. So allow me to introduce about ExcelR. So ExcelR was founded in 2013 by IIM ISB alumni, and we have our headquarters in USA, Houston, and close to 5 lakh plus students we have trained, and in that is where we have catered to not only to the students, also in academia front we have trained the faculties, and corporate front we have trained the training corporate professionals in various emerging technologies. And we have our presence in Bangalore, two locations, Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Pune. And as I told you earlier, it is headquartered in Houston. Our premium associations are with iHub Divya Sampark, SkillUp APSSDC, AppShe, Task, KMDC, IIT Madras Pravartak, where we are conducting joint certification courses, IIT Roorkee, NASCOM Future Skills, where majority of our emerging technology courses in DSML, AI, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and various other domains, where Stack, we have got the courses certified from the NASCOM. And when the students are enrolling for these set of courses, the students will receive a NASCOM certificate, about which I'll be talking a little more in my the forthcoming slides. So these are a couple of our recognitions which we have received from Deloitte, Silicon India, Analytics India, PMP training for our PMP training, APSSDC, and IIT Root. So we having a decade of training excellence and faculty development program where we have trained close to 55,000 engineering faculties, 6 lakh plus students trained on student development program, which is SDPs, which is conducted every month through SDPs we conduct, and there are students who attend on various domain, post which after they attend the SDPs, the students are being awarded with certificates. And we have our strong connect with 5,000 plus placement partners and close to 1,500 plus academy partners with whom we have signed in, collaborated for various training programs. And so far, we have conducted 500 plus webinars and 30 plus technical courses on which we are training on. These are few instances where we have connected, train the students and the faculties, research scholars at various sectors. So one would be a great example at IIT Bombay, where we have trained FDP on full stack development for the trainers and faculties at IIT Bombay. This is at IIT Roorkee, where the research scholars, faculties attended this program on time series analysis and predictive analytics. And this was a college initiative, a student initiative more, where students from BITS Pilani, Hyderabad had approached us to train on the Power BI and machine learning. So this is one of a premium institution association where at IIT Madras Pravartak, and we have joined hands in providing joint certification courses on the emerging technology front. And through again, with the IIT Madras, we are in collaboration with Swayam Plus 2. And very soon we will have Swayam Plus courses also under this platform. This is one of our successful story, which we had, established in Jan last year, where we researched a lot and connected with the college faculties and understood the gaps in terms of where the students, final year engineering students, were not able to clear their job interviews. And having this, we had coined out a 5-subject module for the students of final year engineering, and we trained the students on coding skills, quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, verbal ability, soft skills, resume building, and a lot of techniques to ace their job interviews. On group discussion, personal interviews was held. Close to 50,000 registrations we had for Skill Up final year program, and out of which this entire journey had where the students enrolled for this program, underwent lot of assessments, assignments during this Skill Up final year program, which is from Jan to March, which happened. And out of Then there were only 5,200 plus students who were eligible for this prestigious certificate, which we had collaborated with iHub, Divya Sampark, joint body of IIT Roorkee and Government of India, Department of Science and Technology. Similarly, in Connect with AppShare, we conducted internship programs. We started with minor and major projects internship program with AppShare guidance, and close to 180 hours of self-paced experiential learning on the chosen tracks were given to the students. On close to 30 plus technology tracks were given to them. And in addition to it, the students also underwent the 240 plus hours of self-paced campus recruitment training program. Students again had to clear their quizzes, assignments, assessments, and then they were eligible for the placement. So in this journey, we had 18,000 plus candidates registered, which was a mix of degree and engineering, 30 plus degree and 175 plus engineering students participated on 22 technology tracks, which was of a duration of 16 to 20 weeks. So now, without much further ado, let me introduce you to our guests, and thereby we will start with the faculty development program on blockchain and Web3. So let me call upon our first dignitary for today's event, Dr. Vivek Dubey, Dean of CSE AI ML AIDS, Jain Narain College of Technology, Bhopal, has 24 plus years of teaching and research expertise, is prolific contributor and published 21 research papers, authored 4 books, holds 7 patents, and received multi best paper awards. His research interests include data and visual analytics, NLP, web technology, machine learning, and data science. A hearty welcome to you, sir. Vivek, sir? Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Uh, so my voice is clear, madam.
Yes, sir. You are clear and audible.
Okay, ma'am. So just I want to give one small brief of the blockchain, as we are very much interested to know the fundamental and concept and how to implement. Many students in my college also very much interested to develop some application based on this technology. So I can say in this technology, basically very important key features like decentralization. So here basically no central authority controls the blockchain's network. So this is a very important fact in the blockchain. There is no central authority. Everything, the decentralization concept is there, and how this they are doing it is a very great for understanding. Second, whatever we are doing in the decentralization, the transparency is must. All transactions are visible to all participants in the network. So this is the second great key features of our blockchain. Then very important two factors like immutability and last is the security. I can say there are many applications nowadays are using the blockchain, like in the supply chain management, like in the healthcare, like in the finance, and not bits, that is the digital identity. So this is the very important nowadays in the engineering. We have to know bit byte and very much deep concept of the blockchain. In this FDP, I hope this all key speaker will explain very relative concept, so that the many learner or participant they can understand, and after this FDP I sure they can able to at least give very good presentation they can start to work on this blockchain. So from my side, this is the small brief. Thank you to all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words on the blockchain and sharing us some insights on the same.
Thank you.
So let me call upon our next dignitary for today's event, Dr. Rajesh K. Shukla, Director of Oriental Institute of Science and Technology, Bhopal, Director of OIST, holds a PhD in CSE, authored 8 textbooks and edited 4 books published by Wheeler India. Institutional growth and recognition, OIST excels in the state of arts, art labs, top placements, and recognition at university and state levels. A hearty welcome to you, sir. Rajesh, sir.
Actually, he have not joined the session. He's busy with some other.
Okay. Let us move on to our next dignitary for today's event, Dr. M.S. Ravi Prakasha, Principal of Sri Siddhartha Institute of Technology, Karnataka, who is an experienced leader in engineering education, Principal of SSIT Tumkuru, with vast expertise in academics and administration. He has published research papers in reputed journals and guided students in their academic pursuits. He is a leading SSIT towards academic growth, fostering innovation, and ensuring quality learning. I welcome you, sir.
Ma'am, even he is not there. He's not there. We can move to the next.
Okay. Let me move upon to Dr. Srinivasa Maya D, Principal of Srinivas Institute of Technology, Professor and Principal of Srinivas Institute of Technology, guiding academic excellence and institutional growth. Engaged in professional bodies with extensive research experience and key leadership roles, delivered numerous inaugural addresses as the chief guest, contributing to academia and professional development. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to all. I
Good
hope I am
afternoon.
audible.
Very much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you for ExcelR for giving this opportunity to interact with you people and as well as with all the participants. I am very happy that today our college is also the part of the blockchain and Web3 faculty development program. So our all faculty have joined this. Now, why this blockchain important for the Web3? Because of the centralized approach, we found that the blockchain technology is very much useful for the Web3. Keeping that, surely our faculty is going to be exposed to the technology and how it can be used and all. That's what the advantages of this faculty development program to our faculty. As our college has started in 2006 with 4 branches of engineering, and today we have 13 branches of UG program and 7 branches of PG programs in the college. We are started with the new courses in the AI, ML, AIDS, computer science and business systems, computer science and design, like that. Many latest courses also we started in the colleges. We have very good experienced faculty in all these fields, and they are get more exposures if attending this type of programs. We are once again thankful to the ExcelR for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
So let me call upon our next dignitary for today, Dr. Amit Singhal, Professor and HOD of CSE Department, Rajkumar Goyal Institute of Technology, RKGIT, Uttar Pradesh. He is a professor and head of RKGIT, Ghaziabad, with 22 years of experience and 40 plus research publication. Authored multiple books, awarded for excellence in teaching and honored with prestigious academic awards. He's a senior member of IEEE, ASR, ASR, ISTE, and various global technical organizations contributing to research and innovation. A hearty welcome to you, sir. Shushmita, do we have Dr. Amit Singhal, sir?
Oh, yes, ma'am, he is in.
Okay. Sir, hope you are, I mean, completely comfortable in unmuting yourself. Or do we have any technical glitch, sir? Amit, sir? Okay, Shushmita, just allow him maybe towards the end. I believe he must have some technical glitch.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
So let me call upon our next dignitary, Dr. Rahul G. Roth, Assistant Professor, Dr. Vittal Rao V.K. Patil College of Engineering, Nagar, and who has 15 plus years of experience in teaching, research, and administration, published over 10 papers in reputed international journals, specializing in machine learning, NLP, and deep learning. He's an active member of professional bodies like IEI, PSI, IEEE, and contributing to academic and technical communities. A hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. May I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. It is my great pleasure to extend a warm and enthusiastic welcome to all of you on behalf of the Dr. Dignitary College of Engineering, Nagar. First of all, I am very much thankful to respected our principal, Dr. Naik sir, Director Technical Kalapuri sir, and HOD Dr. Vidas sir, and management for their constant encouragement and support in organizing this FDP. I am also thankful to ExcelR team member, Pravilika madam, Saloni madam, and Amar sir. Dr. Vitrao College of Engineering was established in the year 1983 in the proximity of Nagar industrial area, offering undergraduate and postgraduate courses. Over the year, it has grown into a premier institution with excellent teaching learning environment to achieve excellence in imparting quality technical education, thereby generating technocrats compatible with needs of current industries and society. State-of-the-art infrastructure, dedicated and qualified staff, highly conducive environment for teaching learning process, and lush green campus are the hallmarks of the professionally managed institute. UG courses are accredited by National Board of Accreditation, New Delhi. The institution is affiliated to Savitribai Phule Pune University, recognized by the Government of Maharashtra and approved by AICTE New Delhi. College is accredited by National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC, Bangalore, with A+ grade in second cycle. The institution is located on beautiful and pollution-free land of 25 acres at distance of 12 kilometers from Nagar city on Nagar Shirdi State Highway. Department of Information Technology was established in 2001 with an intake of 60 students. The aim of department is to establish a state-of-the-art knowledge center in information technology research, which produce engineers imbibed with a spirit of professionalism and responsible citizenship. The department has well-equipped laboratories, highly qualified and experienced and devoted team of teaching faculty members. The various curricular and co-curricular are being conducted through Information Technology Engineering Student Association and Institution of Engineers India Students Chapter. Now, some information regarding the today's FDP, blockchain. Blockchain is a decentralized distributed ledger technology that records transactions securely, transparently, and immutably. Unlike traditional database controlled by a central authority, blockchain operates on a peer-to-peer network, ensuring that data remains tamper-proof and toothless. Key feature: decentralization, immutability, transparency, and security is the key feature of the blockchain. Now, how blockchain works? Transactions are grouped into blocks. Each block is verified by consensus mechanism. Verified blocks are added to the chain, forming a continuous ledger. Data is permanently recorded and distributed across all network nodes. Now, Web3, the decentralized internet. Web3 is the next evolution of the internet that integrates blockchain technology to create a decentralized user-controlled ecosystem. Unlike Web2, the current internet dominated by centralized platforms like Google and Facebook. Web3 aims to give users more control over their data, identity, and digital assets. Key principle of Web3: decentralization, ownership, then trustless interaction, and crypto economy. Now, Web3 technology use the blockchain, smart contracts, decentralized application, decentralized storage, and metaverse and NFT. These are the use of the Web3 technology. Now, thus, blockchain provides the secure, transparent foundation while Web3 builds on it to create a decentralized internet. Together, they aim to eliminate intermediaries, enhance privacy, and empower users, paving the way for more open and trustless digital future. Now, I am very much thankful to giving me opportunity to give you the welcome note, and thank you very much once again. Now, over to you, madam.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So let me call upon our expert for today who will be training you for the next 5 days on the blockchain concepts. So allow me to introduce Mr. Gaurav Tiwari, who's a technical writer, blockchain and software documentation expert, who's specializing in API documentation, white papers, blockchain content strategy. He's a trainer and community builder, educating professionals and students on Ethereum, Hyperledger Fabric, and smart contracts. He is also in terms of connecting, helping on the blockchain and software concepts understandable through workshops, mentoring, and content creation. So I call you upon Gaurav. Welcome to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah. Hi. Hello, everyone. My name is Gaurav. So, we have gone through so many speakers. They have tell us about the basic understanding of the blockchain. As my senior members have already told, the blockchain is nothing but a decentralized approach of accessing data or storing data, right? So, in today's session, we will understand the basic concepts of the blockchain technology. Before that, let's understand what blockchain means. Ma'am, shall I start with the concepts or
No,
direct?
Gaurav, just give us some time. I believe Amar is there. Amar,
Mhm.
who will be taking us through the LMS,
Okay.
after which you can continue with the session. Amar?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay. So let me hand over the session to Amar. Amar will provide you the KT on the LMS through which the students or the faculties will be undergoing the entire training program.
sure, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Over to you, Amar.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So, dear faculty members, once again, very good afternoon and warm welcome to the blockchain and Web3 faculty development program. So, I will just take a 5 to 10 minutes on a brief overview of the LMS. I believe that everybody is done with the registration. If not, Sushmita, please share the registration link once again in the chat box over the Zoom and YouTube as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you, Sushmita. So why the registration is important to get the LMS access? Once you register within 24 hours of time span, you will also get the LMS access. And why the LMS is important? You will get entire material, including the recording, attendance, agenda, or whatever the materials we are going to take for the next 5 days. Each and everything will be available over the LMS. You can join the session via LMS using the Zoom and YouTube platform. Now, how? Let me start. So everybody, those who registered till today morning, we given you the LMS access. At that time, you received another 2 emails. So first email is verification mail. Welcome to ExcelR and verify your account. By using this mail, you need to verify your account. You need to set the password. So here you can check verification link we mentioned. If you click on this link, you need to set the password. And this link will only active for 24 hours. After that, you need to use the forgot your password option. There also, you can set your new password. Okay. So let's go ahead with the stepwise. So I'm clicking on the verification link. And here, I need to set my password. So coming to this password, this will be the completely new password. Okay. So it's not like that at all. We need to provide any account password. No. So we need to provide the password, a completely new password, and same password we need to type it here. Okay, so once I'm done with these steps, I need to click on set my password and we need to open the second email. Second email is nothing but a course invitation mail. Welcome to the FDP on blockchain and Web3, right? So this is the invitation for particular classroom. And in this mail, we mention the steps, what steps you need to follow towards to signing into the LMS, right? So in the first step itself, we mention the LMS URL, right? So coming to the LMS URL, so here you can check onlinelearning.excelr.com. You can just click on that link and you need to click on the sign in. Okay. So we have option of sign in, store and registered. As your already registered member, you just need to sign in. Once you click on sign in, here you need to provide the credentials. So whatever the URL I'm mentioning, onlinelearning.excelr.com, you can check here. You can bookmark that URL on your Chrome, whatever the browser you are using, and easily you can log in on a daily basis, not required to find the mail as well, right? So here we need to provide our credentials, so registered email ID. So please make sure that you are providing the registered mail ID only. After that, the password. Which password? In the first email where I mentioned that, here we need to set the password using the verification link. So whatever the password you are setting there, so you need to use that password. In future, if you want to forget your password, then we have that option as well. Okay. So let's suppose that I fill my mail ID and the password. I'm clicking on the login. Okay, now I'm resharing my screen and I will show you how LMS works like and what functionalities we are providing to the LMS. So just a moment, I am resharing my screen. So once we provide our data successfully, I will land here on this robust LMS. And here you can check there are a number of options. Let me move this 1 minute. So Zoom is stucking. Sushmita, is my LMS dashboard is visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, super. So once we provide our credentials, we'll land here on this dashboard. And here, first of all, we'll see the ways of joining the session, right? So today, anyway, we are going to provide you the link over the WhatsApp group as well. Most of you are the part of WhatsApp group. If not, we'll share that link as well. So please join. So it will be easy for the communication and sharing the notification about the program every day, right? But if you want to join the session via LMS itself, so first of all, we have two ways to join the session. One is a Zoom and another one is YouTube. So everybody, you are able to see a today's session tab on your dashboard as well with the system view. In a mobile view, it will be downwards to the classroom. Okay, so in today's session tab, you can check, see FDP on blockchain, 250, right? So it's day 1. So day 1 to day 5, every day you will find the join button here. Okay, so simply you need to click on join and it will take you to the Zoom. If now there are 1000 participants join the stream over the Zoom and our Zoom capacity is 1000. But if you want to join the session via YouTube, yes, we have that option as well. So as we are sharing the link as well, so you can check here, we are having that option, blockchain and Web3, right? About the today session tab. To click on that, here you can see the YouTube live is happening. And no need to worry, whatever the things are happening, if any application need to be shared or attendance link or any another link. Now Sushmita shared the link that you can check here. Link, you receive that, right? So whatever the queries and questions you are going to have, you can put into the chat box. Our team will take care of that. And if any documentation or anything, any links need to be shared, you will find into the chat box. Okay. So now for some of you, the chat box is not visible. So how you will find that? So I am also closing the chat box for a while to open that. Okay. So you can check here, below the subscribe panel, you have a watching and live chat option. If you click on live chat, the panel will open and you are able to see the live is going on. And once you subscribe the channel and once you click on the bell icon for all the notification, not required to get the notification or link as well, automatically you will find the notification is coming to your phone and you can easily join the session as well. Okay, so now let's go back again. Let me close the YouTube and let me go back again onto the dashboard. Yes, so I mentioned about the attendance recording and all these things are available over the LMS. So how we'll find that? So you can check classroom, you will find that option into the classroom as well. But now as recently I added that on my class, my dashboard, you can check here, it's also reflecting as FDP on blockchain and Web3. Okay, so I'm clicking on that. Okay, so once I click on that, here I have two options, curriculum and meet. Okay, in the meet you can check from here also you can join the session. And if you want to check that, see, so this program is going to run for 5 days. So all the 5 days of plan is updated here. Okay, In the meet, you can check day wise, week wise, and month wise. Okay. After that, into the curriculum, you can check first and most importantly feedback and response. Submit your attendance here. Okay. So, dear faculty members, please make sure that on a daily basis we are submitting our attendance and feedback from here itself. Okay. So, why attendance and feedback important? So, as a token of appreciation, we're going to share the certificate of participation for all the faculty members only, not for the students. Students can attend this FDP for a knowledge purpose, but certification will be only open for the faculty members. So every day this form will active. So you can check this form is no longer accepting response. Why? This form is to be active for 1 hour only, and the time is 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Our session will be closing at 5, but extended to next half an hour, 5:30 it will be open. You can come here and you can fill that for the 1 hour form will open. Okay. So now few of you will ask me, okay, you explain about that. Now I just registered, how we can mark the attendance for today's session. So no need to worry, our team will be sharing the attendance link over the Zoom and YouTube as well. Okay. So nothing to worry about that. Our team will be sharing the link. You can just make sure that by 4:30 you will be receiving the link and you are marking your attendance. And 60% attendance is mandatory to get the certificate of participation in collaboration with the collaborated college and ExcelR. I'm just explaining one more time. 60% attendance is mandatory to get the certificate of participation. Coming to the link will be available over the LMS, over the Zoom, and over the YouTube as well. And the link will be open from 4:30 to 5:30 for 1 hour every day. Okay. So once day one close, the link of day one is closed at 5:30. It will be not longer accepting for any another day. Okay. So below the feedback response, you will find the agenda. As of now, it's not live, but shortly it will be live. Below that, session recording is available. Okay, so as the day one is live, you can even attend the session from here as well, from your dashboard as well. So here it will reflect as a live only. But day one, day two, day three, all the recording will be available here itself. Session one, day one to day 5. Okay, below that you can check the material. So here one material is already available, blockchain. Okay, you can check. So likewise, day 1 to day 5, all the material will be available here. Yes, so you can access the dashboard like this. Now, if you have any query or questions, so dear faculty members, please go ahead. We'll take 2-3 minutes for the queries and questions. If not, we'll start with the session directly. If it's clear, so please mention in the chat box as we are good to go. Shreyesh, no. Sushmita, so what request, you can just share the registration link only over the YouTube once again.
Yeah, sure.
So Divya ma'am, over the YouTube, the Zoom capacity is 1000, it's already reached. So no need to worry, you can be there on YouTube, we are live and all of your queries and questions will be taken care. So no need to worry about that. Okay, superb then, thank you. So thank you everybody, and Gaurav sir, goes to you. You can start with your session.
Thank you so much. Let me share my screen first and then we can start. Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yeah, yes, sir, it is visible.
So let's start with the first concept. So in today's session, we will understand what blockchain is, as our speaker has already told us. What blockchain means. So it's basically a distributed ledger system. Right. So blockchain is a component where data is stored in such a manner where no one has the authority to change it. So what it this means, it has certain characteristics and certain characteristics and certain functionalities that centralized system doesn't provide, right? So let's understand first the blockchain means. So blockchain is a combination of two words. First is block and the second is chain. uh, Here a block means nothing. It's a data collection of data which forms a block or a particular size. So in virtual, in blockchain network terms, any file, any digital file is known as a block, because in terms of blockchain, every data is considered as a transaction. So in the upcoming lectures, we will understand what transaction is and how it is going to be stored on the blockchain. Now every block, what does it mean? Every file or every block data is connected to its the next block, or you can say the previous block. So how this blockchain forms? Basically, it is a form in a linear form where every data is connected with their corresponding or the adjacent data, right? So this is how blockchain terminologies comes into picture. So blockchain uses the distributed ledger system. So basically a DLT technology. Right now, so many centralized and decentralized entities working around the DLT systems, how they are using. So blockchain uses this DLT system to provide its the core concept. So let's go through its the very basic understanding of the definition of the blockchain system, right? So it is a kind of a database system which uses the principal concepts of distributed ledger technology. Now, distributed ledger, what does it mean by distributed ledger technology? So it refers to recording or the sharing of the data across multiple data store places. uh, it means, suppose if you are storing a data on a particular one place, so it is a kind of a centralized data that Google, Microsoft and Facebook is doing right now. uh, but now the concept of the DLT comes into picture where you can basically store the data on multiple storage places. So why we use DLT? Because it gives you the idea of not losing the data. So once, suppose if you are losing your one entity of the data storage, then it might be possible that you can retrieve it again, right? But in the central entity, if all the data is stored on particular one place, then that could be very easy for the hackers to attack, and that would give the users to lose their data. So user might lose their data or hack their data, right? So DLT uses the concept of the distributed. So distributed in terms of the in the geographical terms. So let's say your one data is stored in Delhi. For second data store is in suppose Bangalore. Third one is in Hyderabad, and so on. So how these data stores works? So they are in sync up with everyone. So as soon as the data comes into a network, it stores a copy of that particular data into each separate data stores, right? So that so that if one entity of one data store is hampered, so the users would not lose their data, as right. So how this the ledger technologies work in blockchain technology. In the upcoming lectures, I will tell you how this DLT gives the security, and it basically supports the other concepts of the blockchain. Now, as you know, the blockchain is a decentralized and distributed. So we have a three kind of the networks where communication works, right? So one is centralized. So centralized, as the current banking system is working right now, where every user's data is stored on some server. Users goes to that particular their website and log in their credentials and access their data, right? So but in decentralized way, what does it means? And in centralized network, only one person is having the authority to access the data, right? And in the decentralized form, what does it mean? So all the data is stored on on a particular node, or you can say server, where the users data are stored for various purposes. So in decentralized manner, in decentralized network, nobody has the authority, no central authority, basically no single authority is taken place here. So whoever is the network participant, or the whoever is the users who are the users is participating in this network, or the data is stored, they will have the authority to access the data, right? So in decentralized manner, the authority replaces by the centralized entity, where you can use, or you can access the data of everything. In distributed, so centralized and distributed, sometimes it uses as a kind of a same thing, but distributed, basically it comes as a picture in the where the data stores are distributed on a particular location. So suppose, as I have told you, so data stores are stored on certain particular location, and only authorized people, authorized members are able to access those things, right? So this is the basic difference between the centralized, decentralized, and distributed. So uh, hope you have understood till now whatever the concept I have shared with you. Let me know in the chat box, or you can raise your hands so that I can take up your question till now. Hello. Okay, let's move forward. So now let's understand the block. As I have told you, so block is it is a concept of storing data into well-defined in size. So as you know, in our computer or laptops, every data is stored in a file structure, right? So every file structure, every file has their own size. So in blockchain, whatever we use, whatever data we store on block, uh, every block has their own fixed size. By why we use this fixed size, we will explore why this fixed size of the block is really matters, right? But for now, let's understand the what it is a concept of storing a data in a well-defined size. So every data has their fixed and well-defined size. So in the market, there are n numbers of blockchain networks. So let's say Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Polygon, and so on. So every network has their own specific criteria to store the data, and they have the specific defined size of the storing data, right? So these blocks are arranged in a linear sequence that forms an endless chain of block, hence in that is termed as a block, right? So every block is connected with each one, so that the data can be linearized in terms of accessing those one, and every data is linked with the certain with their previous one and the next one block, so that the security also enhances, because access once you try to hamper one block, then the rest of the block will be hampered, right? So the size of the block very depends on its network and application. So ideally, so in blockchain, Bitcoin, which is a pioneer in the blockchain technology network, so it has a fixed size of 1 MB. So every block has their, as we know, so decentralization, immutability, uh, like these are the basic core concepts of the blockchain. Uh, so every block has their own characteristic, or you can say these 6 parameters every block has. Right. So every block has their index. So what does that means? So index value means the positioning of the block in blockchain network. So I'll tell you in the next slide how it works. Every data, so data whatever we are storing, whatever information we are storing, it could be a text file, image file, video, anything, right? So that information is known as a data. And now comes to a hash. So hash is a encrypted value that comes after we run certain algorithms over the data to encrypt and to secure, right? So hashing of this data comes into a block, and this hash of also stored in a particular block of the previous block, so that the block itself can be encrypted and cannot be uh, tampered by anyone else. Now, as we know, whenever we do transaction, whenever new block comes into picture into network, right? So at a certain time period, that there is a fixed time period in a network, and which varies network to network, which in the market available. So let's say timestamp is the creation time, that is a existence time, and that when a block comes into a blockchain and added to their previous block. So timestamp, that the number of the at that what time that block exist back block existence comes into picture. Now hash of the previous transaction or the previous block, that is stored also on a particular block, so that they can link with their previous one. Now the nonce here is it's a acronym of number used once, which is a something like a, let's understand it as an OTP number. So nonce is a value where we have to store a value of a nonce for a particular block. Uh, here we are taking this nonce value in terms of the proof of work. So proof of work is a consensus mechanism which we will learn in the further lectures. So these are the basic six concepts in a block that stores a value, right? Every block has these six characteristics, basically, you can say. Okay, now let's understand the first thing, the index. Here, index. Now we have the 1, 2, 3. Each block is connected with their the next block or the previous block. Now the index value here is 1. What does it mean? So in computer or in the networking science, indexing of any data starts from zero. So this indexing is, what does it means? This block is on the number 1, and here another block is created which has the indexing value of 0, and 1, 2, 3, and so on. So how this the positioning of the block into a network or into a chain uh, defines the indexing value, right? Now let's come to data. So as we have the whatever the transaction, like whatever transaction we do on the network, or whatever the transaction we initiate using our application or any kind of thing, that data is stored on a particular block. So that is stored into a form of the hashing or the encrypted value. Now hash is the one here, hash value is for this block, right, is 1Z8F. So whatever the transaction we have stored here, including the indexing value, the data, the timestamp, all this information goes through a particular hashing algorithm, and we encrypt this particular block and generate a hashing value that can be stored on the next block. So this entire block itself converted into an encrypted value, so nobody will be able to tamper it, right? So here, let's say this value is 1Z8F. So whenever the second blocks comes into a picture, so that previous so whatever the block when we store this when we store the data into this block, we also store the previous block hash value, so that it could be linked with each other. So that's how this hashing interlinked with each other and forms a chain into a network, right? So as we know, so it's a value of 1, 2, and 3, their positioning into a network. So there no block is before this one. So the hashing value of this would be uh, 0, 0, because no block exists before this one. But as soon as this first block is created, this first block, whenever a network created, whenever a network comes into existence, the very first block created is called as a genesis block, right? So that genesis block has the value of the zero previous hash, right? So that genesis block itself connected to the next one, not the previous one. So how this chain is comes into a picture, into a network of a blockchain network, right? So as soon as the miners who has the authority or who has the privileges to add the this block into a network, add this block into network using certain parameters. That parameters could be a consensus mechanism using nonce, or anything which we will cover in the next ongoing lectures. So as we know, the three blocks as comes into picture, right? So first block is created, then second block is created, and then the second and the third block is created. So as soon as the block is created, after certain time period, that is a fixed time period of 10 minutes in a standard blockchain, that is a Bitcoin, which is pioneer in blockchain technology. So every 10 minutes or every certain time period, a new block is created, and that is linked to their previous block itself, right? So how this blockchain forms now, here, as we understood, every data stored in the block is comes by a transaction. So what does it means? Transaction is a value when users wanted to initiate any value and wanted to do certain task. So it in the form of the transaction, it could be a reading of any data, writing of any data, sending of any amount, sending of any data to from one person to another person. That all comes into one umbrella term, that is transaction, right? So transaction is the value which that initiated from the user's perspective or the user's term, right? So once the so in this flow we will understand the how these transactions work and how this transaction initiated and how a blockchain created into a blockchain network. So once user use let's say our user having their own application, that is any mobile application. Let's say I wanted to share some amount from my wallet, using my mobile phone to my friend's account. So what I do, I is started requesting for the transaction using my mobile phone, and that one whenever I initiate that transaction, it goes to a pool. So here the pool, what this it means, it is also known as a transaction pool or mempool in blockchain terminology, where all the transactions is stored at one place in the form of in the form of the stack or the queue, you can say, and uh, based on the time stamping, right? So it is stored into a particular at a particular place where all the transaction is stored. That transaction will be picked by the miners. That is the next step, where miners find the transaction based on the time. So whatever the current time is there, and whoever the transactions time initiated first, that will be picked first. So miners start picking up that particular transaction from this pool, and miners find the transaction to change its state after validation. So here the process starts the validation. So the validation is the process where a miner is a member who is the member of this blockchain, and who has the authority to uh, to validate this particular transaction, right? In the transaction, what does it mean? So it basically check the particular user is authenticated or not, whether he or she is a member of this network or not, he has the particular ID or not, he has the amount requested for is correct or not, whether he has the balance or not, right? So is all these criterias will be checked before the validation process, and once the validation process is completed, that goes to a next place, where the all the transaction will go through a particular process where every transaction will be converted into an encrypted value using nonce. So finding a nonce after adding the transaction into block is called the process of the mining. This comes into a state where the mining is initiated, where all the transaction goes through a particular algorithm and generate a hash value against which we or the miner have to find a nonce, basically a cryptographically mathematical value they have to find, so that they can broadcast or they can communicate to all the members of their blockchain network, right? So mining process takes place here, and once the nonce is achieved, they initiated the broadcast message to the network and the other peer members. What they do here is basically also on their own peer miners check and validate its status. So whatever transaction this miner has picked up, the other members also pick those transactions and check the value of the nonce. So nonce is value find by every member, right? So whoever is broadcasting or initiating the message of finding nonce, that miner will basically get a reward at the end of the creation. That's why everyone want to share or want to create this or want to achieve this nonce value first, and as soon as they achieve, they broadcast to the all the network, right? Their peer members also parallelly do the transactions and find the nonce as soon as the transaction picks up by the miners. So whoever is there the first pick the transaction or the broadcast the message into a network, that miner will get the reward. So this nonce value will be uh, accepted by the miners or all the peer miners when the consensus mechanism where it achieve the majority of the validation. So suppose 100 miners, 100 members are there in this blockchain network, and 51 miners has approved that this first miner has approved that this value, whatever value you have achieved for the nonce, is correct. So that miner will get the authority to mint sorry to add the block into a network. So peer members basically check and validate its status, so whether this nonce value is correct or not, right? And this miner who finds the first nonce will add the block on the chain, and he has the liberty to get the rewards from the network. So reward mechanism is something different that has the separate flow that we will also cover. So this is the basic understanding how the transactions takes place, right? So as I have told you, the consensus mechanism, right? As How consensus mechanism works. So there is a process. It is a process or mechanism of mutual agreement among the people or the groups. So basically what you are doing here is, suppose 4 members or 5 members are in the network, as I have taken an example over here, 100 members. So 100 member out of 100, if 51 members are approving anything, so that will become a global perspective of the network. So that comes in, and that anything they are approving, that will ultimately become the part of the blockchain. So it is executed after the mining. So consensus mechanism done after the mining process, where the nonce taken place and then broadcast this nonce value to the other network, and then miners will take place, right? So this minus basically validates the transactions. And where consensus mechanism works, it is executed after the mining process of the block and during the validation and adding the new block on the network to form a chain. right? So as soon as the consensus achieved, that block will be added to the next to the chain, and to the next to the next to the previous block, right? So this is how we have covered till now the basics of the blockchain technology. I would like to open it for the question till now. Whatever the doubts or the questions you have, please feel free to ask. Okay, so how to obtain okay, how to obtain a hash value? So hashing is obtained via algorithm. So there we have a function in in a network when we use the blockchain as a software or a module in our laptops or a system. So basically we use as a function where the algorithms or background in the background this algorithms runs, and the encrypted value or the hashing value of the any transaction or the of the block will be achieved. So any real-time example, so let's say so let's take an example here. Whenever we do post via Indian Post mail, right? We do we stamp over there. We put a stamp of Indian Post for for a certain places wherever we wanted to send it to. So that stamp is basically providing the value that it is authenticated and it is hashed, and nobody has tampered it with, right? So that posting stamp of over our parcels or the letters is basically playing the role of the hashing, where the data is stored, right? And nobody has changed it till now. Any please ask me a question if anyone have. Yeah, so how to participate in mining, right? So basically to start with mining, we have to run a blockchain software on our system, where we become a participant, or basically we have to become a node. A node basically means you are becoming a part of a network where you are running the software of a blockchain into your system, and you are working as a ledger for the network, and in that terms you become a miner. So any member become a miner in the network, and but there is a criteria. You have to become a node, full node of the network. So and thereafter that you will be able to do the mining process, and takes the participation into a network. So what are the benefits of a blockchain? So blockchain basically provides the security. Here we have the concept of a security, how security works. Uh, and it, because blockchain is decentralized and distributed. So if even if you are able to hack the system, you are not able to completely hack, because it provides, and also it provides the principle of immutability. What does it means? If whatever data you are storing on the blockchain, it cannot be tampered, it cannot be changed. And if you change the data, then the rest of the, suppose there are 100 number of blocks in a particular chain, right? Where you are trying to hack the block number 10, let's say. And if you're trying to change the data of of that particular block, the 11th number of block will be data from onwards of the 11th block, all the chain will be lost, because you are changing the value of the hash value of the nonce and the data itself. So as I have told you, nonce is a unique number, and it can be used only once, right? So as soon as you change the data, the hashing value of the particular block will be changed, and the rest of the data will also be changed. So in that terms, you cannot change it, and it provides the security and the immutability to the network and the data also. So what are the benefits? Basically, I have told you, it's a decentralized, so nobody has a central authority to control your data or to retrieve your data. You can check your data from anywhere, and nobody has the limitations to access the data. Basically, it provides the inclusivity and the accessibility to all the members, all the peer members, or all the users of the network, whoever is going to be participant of that particular network. So these are the basic use cases of where blockchain is helpful and how it is beneficial for the users. So next, let's take our next question. Hope I have answered your question, Gyan Chand Sharma ji. How can one can imagine the world miner? Could you elaborate on it? Okay. So miner means you are validating and the transactions. So the miners are the person or the entity who runs the software of the blockchain on their own system and validates the transaction. Suppose I am a miner and you are a user wanted to send some money from your wallet, that is a Web3 application, or from your wallet to another person's wallet. So whatever transaction you are initiating on the network, I'm having the authority to validate whether you are the participant or not. So in that terms, basically miners do their work, and minus basically validate and the values you are initiating for. Suppose you are initiating to transfer 100 rupees from your account, and you doesn't have the 100 rupee in your account, and still you are somehow initiating the transaction to the network. So I am having the authority to check whether you are whatever the request you are raising for, you are liable to like you are able to do that or not, or you are authorized to do that or not. So in that terms, I'm validating the transaction, I'm authoritating the transaction of your transaction, and basically checking all the transactions value going over the network to that does not hamper the basically principles of the blockchain network, right? So miners has the basically to mine they have the certain rules. So they validate the transactions, they find nonce, and then they find the block, and they add the block itself in the network. So miner also do the block creation or the block adding into a network. So let's take a question. Hope I have answered your question. Okay. So let's take another questions. The information about the consensus algorithm and traceability chain algorithm differences. So consensus algorithm is related to only providing the majority of the any transaction to be stored on the network or not. So consensus mechanism has this only one thing to do. Where traceability is basically comes from the hashing of the transaction of the data or a particular block into a network. So whenever we hash a value of a transaction or a block, that ultimately linked to a next block, and because we are storing that hash value, yeah, it means we are storing entire value of the that previous block to the next block in terms of hashing. And how and in that way, if we are using that hashing value, we are is accessing the data in terms of the linkage. So every block is linked to the another one using their hash values. So every hash value is stored on the next one. So that's how they are linked to everyone, and how we are how we can use the traceability. Okay, so nonce basically it's an acronym of number used only once. So let's say it's a kind of a similar to OTP. So suppose I'm initiating, I'm transferring some 100 rupees from my wallet to you, right? So in order to fulfill that, the miners have to find a nonce value against my 100 rupees transaction. So suppose a 100 rupees transaction having nonce value equals to 2, right? So that miner has to do a calculation, mathematical calculation, that to obtain that particular nonce value, that is 2, to add to a network, that data to a network, and ultimately to into a block, right? So nonce basically a one time number. So as soon as your data will be changed, that the transaction value will be changed, the nonce value will be changed. So for 100 rupees the date nonce value is 2. Suppose if I'm changing my 100 rupees to 110, so that nonce value will ultimately will be changed. So the nonce value will next become instead of 2 it becomes a 5. So the value of 5 has to be found by the miners to add into a block. So that's how nonce works. So nonce basically a mathematical puzzle number outcome that you have to find doing a mathematical puzzle that is performed by miners, a full node miners into a network, and then they find the value and then broadcast to a network. Who is the owner of the blockchain data? Whoever is everyone, any member, whoever is the member of the blockchain is having their own data itself. So basically it provides the self custody self basically it is a self custody of the data. So if you are running an application on your machine, whether it is a smartphone, laptop, or a server, anywhere, so whatever data you are initiating for, you are storing the data on your particular device itself. So in that terms, how you are storing your data information, and everyone is able to check the data in the public blockchain domain. If a blockchain is a public, then that data will be accessible to everyone. Not the it depends on the blockchain to blockchain network, how they are they managing the data basically, and the accessibility of their users data. So if you are storing your data is storing on a Excel sheet, how to implement blockchain? So there are certain you cannot basically implement the blockchain on an Excel sheet, right? So you are basically saying, let me like just correct me if I'm wrong. So basically you just wanted to store your Excel data on blockchain network. Is this correct, Mohanty? Okay, so there are a certain number of applications where you can use to store your Excel sheet on blockchain network, right? Where it forms into a particular transaction, and it is encrypted by the application and then stored onto a network. It this process is very fast in certain parameters in certain blockchains where you are storing the data using your particular application. So to operate or to access that particular network, you have to use the softwares or the application that is provided by the blockchain itself. How we can update the data in blockchain? So basically, uh, you cannot update your data. So basically, what does it mean? As you know, principal approach, where you are using your data and storing on the blockchain, it is immutable. Immutable means you cannot change the data. You have to basically update, or you have to initiate the or you have to add the data again on the network, linked with the previous one, right? So you are not able to change the data on blockchain. What is the limitations of the blockchain? Okay, so blockchain has basically there is a concept of a trilemma, blockchain trilemma, right? So it is a concept of three things, where blockchain has to blockchain basically caters only two things at a one time, right? So basically those concepts are related to where blockchain lags sometimes. So what does it means? So decentralization, security, and the scalability. So if any network is decentralized, it could be scalable, but at the same time it cannot be secure. And in other terms, if any network is decentralized or secure, it cannot be scalable. So what does it means? Trilemma, that's why it is called as a blockchain trilemma. uh, if any application or any network is able to handle only two things, that application or the blockchain is not able to perform the third one task. So where so here is the one concept where the blockchain lacks the scalability. Most of the blockchains wanted to be a scalable, at the same time they wanted to decentralize and the secure. So in the current scenario, scalability is a major challenge for the blockchain network. Okay, let's take another next question. Hope I have answered your question. How the miner is going to validate the transaction? Okay, so as in the earlier lecture time, how basically miners are picking the transaction from a transaction pool, where they check certain criterias to fulfill that transaction and forward it to next step to be initiated. So where miners checks the validation processes the user is only a user is a member of the network or not, or is some malicious user, right? So basically miners has to pick up the transaction from the transaction pool and then check the validation based on the criteria set by the blockchain network or the admin. How to use blockchain with cloud server? So there are certain blockchain on an application which is integrated with the block cloud infrastructures also, that we will cover like in later on lectures also. How miners are created. So miners basically have to basically have to fulfill all the criteria to become a node. So once you become a node, you become automatically you become a miner of the network. So you have to install a certain application or the software of the network to become a node. Whoever become a node, that it becomes automatically itself a ledger. So it means whatever the data you are having on the blockchain, at this or all the same data you are storing on your network, or on your machine also, your laptop or your server, or your computer, right? So it is a process where you become a miner, a node miner, node of the network, you would become a miner also. So there are also some concept how there are a number of nodes, different type of nodes. So until and unless you are not a full node, you cannot be mine any transaction, or you cannot mine a block, and you cannot become a miner. Hope you have heard about the digital wallets, the crypto wallets. So in the real world scenario, Ethereum has their own crypto wallet that is known as a MetaMask, right? So MetaMask is an application where you transfer some amount from your account to another account, where you initiate the transaction. In the background, the miners, the blockchain node members validate your transaction and fulfills all the things. So as you see, whenever you initiate the transaction, that will reflect into your application also. So I would suggest all of you to go through the application and try to do some research on that also, so that you can get to know about how DApp, basically crypto wallet, or the Web3 blockchain applications work. If I store the data on blockchain, how to get ownership of my data, and how to bound with public blockchain, how to bound with public blockchain domain. Okay, so whatever the transaction you are initiating, whatever data you are storing on the blockchain, it basically goes through a certain process where you sign your transaction with your private key. So here is a concept of a private key and public key. So whatever transaction you are initiating from your device, from your ID, it will be automatically signed by your public key. And once it is published or it is stored on the blockchain, on the public network, on the public blockchain network, you can go that particular website or the URLs where these public data is available. You will able to check that okay, this transaction is initiated from your public address, right, and it is signed by you. So public address, public key and private key works in the combination. So once you use your public key and private key, basically it provides the authenticity that that particular data is comes from that particular data comes from your device and from your ID also. Okay, can we say data storage is major challenge of blockchain? No, as you told, scalability is a challenge of a blockchain thinking. So okay. So see, blockchain storage, data storage is not a challenge. The scalability, the transaction throughput, basically, what does it means? The transaction per second or per minute blockchain network is handling is the major issue. The scalability. The storage is not a is not a major issue, because we have these kind of infrastructure where we can use lots of data, and we will able to like manage all the things related to that storing of stuff, right? But basically scalability means how much you can scalable, how much user or the audience it can use at the same time, without hampering their the quality and the accessibility and the security at the same time, right? So this what does this means, the scalability here? Consensus is used only for getting majority to get hash, or also work for overcoming fault tolerance characteristics. So basically, it you can say, Ajay, in the both terms. So consensus comes after hashing the value, right? So whatever hashing value is created by miner, if it is malicious, then that value will be rejected by the all the miner peer members. What does it means here? The 51% of majority has to be agreed that uh, that the nonce value whatever miner has broadcasted to us is not correct as what I have calculated for the same transaction here. So in the both things, in creating the hash and the handling the security and the fault tolerance, uh, this is how the fault tolerance is handled by the consensus here. Hope I have answered your question. How the blockchain technology is differ from traditional DB in terms of security and integrity. Okay. So the traditional database is managed by only one member, right? But in the blockchain, whoever is the member of the network, but it means whoever is the node, whoever become a node of the network, is become a owner of the data also. So suppose if 100 members are in the network and 100 out of 100, uh, all the members are or the node, they ultimately having the ownership of the data, and they have the authority to change, or you can say like to manage all the data of the users. So in that terms, and every data is stored in a hashing in using the hashing algorithm. Every data is stored, and every data is interlinked with each other, with their previous one. And because the time stamping is there, so every data is stored at the same time, and linked with the next one, right? So in the traditional database, at the same time, you can store you can store multiple data at the same time. Let's say there is a hierarchy where you are using we are storing the one number of block at 1 p.m. to 5 block at the 2 p.m. And 100 block at the 7 p.m. and so on. But in blockchain, at the same at one time only you can store one data at particular time only. So if malicious node has added a block at the end of the blockchain, so how it is going to be verified? So a malicious node is not able to add the block until and unless he has not the majority of 51%, Yogesh ji. If he has achieved the consensus, he has the approval of all the 51% members within the network, then only he will be able to add the block, the malicious block, or the faulted data on the blockchain. Difference between blockchain and hyperledger. So hyperledger and blockchain is basically hyperledger is a framework, and blockchain is a core concept. So blockchain so hyperledger basically a framework which provides the framework and the application use cases of how to use the blockchain in terms of for the enterprises and the public and private networks also. So this is it is not there is not difference between both of them. Basically it is a concept of one thing. Hybrid consensus mechanism is helpful to improve throughput. Is it correct? How to implement this in IoT? So okay, so hybrid basically a hybrid blockchain network is a combination of public private network, right? So right now there are hybrid networks which is handled by the enterprises only for now. Hybrid mechanism works in certain terms where particular users, an n number of users, so let's say a group wanted to add the data, and that has to be handled by them only. So in that terms, you can say yes, throughput will be increased, but the core concept of the security can be hampered. The security, because that is handled by the private entity and they are storing the data on the public network also. So the complexity of the network becomes very crucial for handling the block on the both from both terms. Hope I have answered all of your questions. The popular blockchain platforms are Polygon here, Binance, Ethereum, and Bitcoin also. So you can go through these number of blockchains explorer, and you can get the data how much blockchains are created on the network till now itself. Hope I have answered all of the questions. So Bhargavi ji, the truffle is also there, right? You can also use truffle and ganache, basically a combination of the both things, where you can use the local network in your systems as well, and where you use for the your research work and all. So ganache is there, and there are certain other tools which I'll let you know in upcoming lectures also. Sushmita, over to you. Actually, I have completed my things. So I'm just opening, taking the questions only. Encryptions.
Yeah, yes, sir. So like we'll still it is 4:45. We'll wait for 15 more minutes. So if they have a question, you can just address it.
Sure, sure. I'm open for the questions. Encryption also provides security in simple network. How it provide extra security in blockchain? Okay, so in blockchain, we are using the SHA-256 algorithm, which is the standard of every blockchain network. Where what does it mean? So hashing is in one way, where the data goes from this particular function will not be retrievable, like retraceable, or you can to basically get the original text data, whatever you are passing through it. So the SHA-256, the standard where we are using in the Web3 and blockchain technology only. So what is the main difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum? Okay, so Ethereum uses the concept of smart contracts, where Bitcoin don't use these smart contracts for their transaction initiation and the other operations on the blockchain network. Second is Bitcoin is using the proof of work consensus mechanism, whereas Ethereum using the proof of stake and proof of, earlier it was using the proof of work, now they have shifted to proof of stake consensus mechanism concept. So these are the basic two concepts that differentiate between the blockchain, like Ethereum and Bitcoin.
So, Gaurav sir, you don't have any questions to be addressed?
Yes, Sushmita ma'am, I think I have covered all the questions.
Yeah, okay, sir. So, yeah. So, dear faculty members, as informed in the starting of the session, attendance link will be active from 4:30 to 5:30. Only in that time only you can mark your attendance. Okay. So, and also kindly keep it in the mind that if you have marked your attendance above 60% of attendance only, you will receive the certificate. So 60% of attendance is mandatory to get a certificate. Okay. If you guys have any questions to be asked, you can ask so that we will reply for that. Still, we have 5 more minutes. So we are active. Kindly ask the questions. We will answer for it. As the attendance link has been shared in the chat, kindly mark your attendance. I'm just sharing it once again on the chat. Kindly, if you have missed out to mark an attendance, kindly mark your attendance.
So Bhargavi, you can also use the ECDSA, which is the one of the algorithm in blockchain technology you can use. Okay, so proof of stake and proof of work. So proof of stake is where you are staking your the basically every here is the concept of the staking mechanism where every person has to stake their something their property or kind of something which is nothing but a digital coin or a cryptocurrency that is earned by doing mining right by the miners and in while they are mining as I have told you. So whenever miners mine any block and add it to a particular blockchain, uh, they will get a reward in terms of a cryptocurrency of the particular blockchain that is a native currency to handle the operations, right? So whenever a miner is doing mining, so they have to stake they have to provide their stake while adding while requesting for the adding a block onto a network, right? In that terms, if a particular user is malicious and wanted to add some malicious data on the blockchain, there all the stakes will be burned by by the members, the 51% majority of the members. So there is a mechanism where all the stakes will be put into a particular place, and then miners will initiate their broadcasting message for the consensus mechanism to add a block into a network. And in the proof of work, you have to basically calculate the number mathematical operations. You have to do calculating mathematical operations and find a value that is a nonce value. So nonce basically comes from a proof of work consensus mechanism, where is proof of stake you have to provide the stakes of the particular networks in terms of cryptocurrencies. So Ethereum is a blockchain and its currency name is ETH, right? Same as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a network and its currency name is a Bitcoin also. So there is a Polygon. Its cryptocurrency name is Pol. Earlier it was Matic, then become Polygon basically. So who is the responsible for creating a first block, right? Whoever is the admin, so whoever has the creator of the blockchain, whoever is the creator of the blockchain is basically he has the authority to create that first block. He basically adds the network and basically start the creating a network infrastructure around it, and then later on the certain members start getting involved into that group and perform their actions as per their the guidelines and the criterias for a particular member. It is used only for cryptocurrency or other use, just like to store my another data website. Gyan Chandji, can you elaborate it more so that I can understand what does it mean? So blockchain can be used in various applications. So first one is fintech, the DAO, basically decentralized autonomous organization, where the public involvement is very high and the public opinions matters. Blockchain used in securities also, in medical science also, right? So you can use in supply chain management, where traceability is very important for the products, and the quality check is maintained by the organizations. So in these enterprises, in these domain, blockchain can be used. Am I hope I have answered your question. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. It was a very wonderful session, and your questions was very interactive, like kind of insightful that you have asked for. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shushmita.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So we'll meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you so much for your valuable class.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks. Bye bye.
So yeah, dear faculty members, as I informed already, 60% attendance is very mandatory. So kindly mark your attendance. Okay, fine. We are good to go. Like we are winding up for the day. We'll all meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you all. Have a great day. Thank you for joining.